Hello everyone, I hope you are doing fine. I am Kian Abrahams from dearblessed.com and I'm happy to see you again. I hope you are consistent with your practices. Please share your experiences with us and your friends. Today's topic is important and critical. We will talk about our brain patterns, self-knowledge, and self-analysis. Do you know why you are doing what you are doing? Do you know why you hate doing some things but love others? Do you know why some things, people, or experiences make you feel bad or good? In one sentence, do you know who is controlling you? Do you know who is managing your feelings, actions, and thoughts? 90% of our actions come from our brain patterns we had no choice in choosing. Most of our patterns are hereditary. There are patterns our brain picked up from age 1 to 7 by observing our parents and family, what we saw as children, and what we have been told by society and the media. To be precise, you have been programmed without your consent, and the life you are living now is because of this program. Things you hate or love, people who are on your nerves, books you read and subjects you talk about, people you chose to be your partner, the job you have. They are results of your patterns. It doesn't matter if you can remember what happened in your childhood. It is still in your memory and influences your actions, feelings, and thoughts every day. Most people have no idea that they are living on autopilot, and this autopilot is not even programmed by themselves. It's a mix of your childhood environment and experiences, and most importantly, what your childish mind concluded at the time. For example, imagine a child who tries to pour some milk for the first time, makes a mess, and drops the glass on the floor. The glass breaks, and she might be hurt. This is a new experience for the child. She is in shock and doesn't know what to do. Her parent's reaction can be one of these in this situation. One parent can remain calm, smile, tell her not to move, help her clean up the mess, and tell her it's okay, that she needs to learn how to do things, and if things go wrong or break, they can be fixed. She can ask for help if needed. Alternatively, the other parent might shout at her, tell her she is clumsy and a headache to be around, that she can't do anything on her own, and so on. If these interactions repeat on different occasions, slowly, a program of "I'm not good enough" will be installed in the child's mind, and it will control her life until the day she dies. The problem is that the child might never hear the phrase "you are not good enough," but that is the conclusion her mind has drawn, and her brain accepts this conclusion as fact. Because when we are children, our parents are our gods. Without them, we will die from hunger. They are the most powerful and almighty entity in our universe. And surely, if they say something, it is right. We have millions of programs like this stored in our brains. An aspect in which these patterns show themselves clearly is in making money. You are the exact replica of your parents in how to make money, save, or spend. You might act a little differently, but the source of your actions comes from the same pattern. Unfortunately, these patterns are inherited from generation to generation. You might be poor right now because of a fear your grandparents had 100 years ago. The key to understanding this secret is to learn how our subconscious mind works and how to shift our mind away from these old patterns. New patterns, new outcomes. New patterns, new outcomes. New patterns, new outcomes. The key to understanding how these patterns are made and how we can replace them is repetition. Repetition is the language of the subconscious mind. After the age of 7, when our rational mind or frontal lobe starts to develop, we slowly become resistant to accepting any new pattern without reasoning. Still, if something is repeated over and over again, our mind accepts it as reality. Another factor is emotional shock, which can trigger a new pattern in the subconscious mind. For example, if you have a very bad and sad breakup, lose someone very close to you, or have a near-death experience, it might overwrite your old patterns. Or if you hear something from someone you trust or love, even if it is not repeated. Repetition is exactly how media controls people. If you see enough people dress a certain way or live a certain way, it becomes acceptable for you too. Controlling you from that point is not that hard. Be cautious when you see a big wave of repeated news or narratives in the media. That's how people in power try to shape our reality. I try to keep this course as short as possible, so let's begin by discussing how to find these patterns or core beliefs and how to change them slowly. The key to finding these beliefs or patterns is self-awareness. From today on, you should carry a notebook with you all the time or make notes on your phone about each idea and thought that comes to your mind or your self-talks. Do not analyze them. Just write what they are or what they are suggesting. Is it a warning about the future? Is it negative self-talk? Is it telling you about obstacles? Is it disempowering? Or is it encouraging? What is it telling you to do or not to do? At the end of the day, let's analyze them. Each day, around 60,000 thoughts go through our minds, and these thoughts shape our lives and reality. We have 60,000 soldiers who are aimless without a general to organize them, and unfortunately, they are fighting us instead of helping us. Imagine how much stronger we would be if we had them on our side. So every night, look at your notes and ask yourself why you had this thought and who said it. We have many personalities in our brains. Is this from coward me? Is this my inner child? It's a lot like the Inside Out animation. I highly recommend watching this movie, both the first and second ones. Let me give you an example. You know you need to start making more money. You should change your job. You even wrote it in your notebook. But one of the thoughts you might have had could be a fear about the future or lack of money. Something like, don't look for a new job. You might fail and even lose your current job. Let's analyze this thought. The first step is to ask why. Your mind will probably come up with many answers. Write them all down. It might say, I feel secure here. There are no more jobs available right now. I am scared that I might lose both jobs. This is a bad economy. I don't like change. It makes me anxious to meet new people. I'm too old to start learning new skills, and so on. Let go one level deeper. If your answer is about an emotion, ask again, why? For example, if you wrote, I'm anxious to meet new people, ask yourself why. For answers with emotion attached to them, ask why. Questions until you get clear answers without any emotions. If you want to clear things up even more, you can keep asking why until you get to the core. After this stage, ask yourself what each answer means if it is true. Let's continue with that first answer. You said that it makes you anxious to meet new people. Why does it make you anxious to meet new people? You might answer, what if they don't like me? What if they make fun of me? What if they think I'm different and do not accept me in their circle? Now ask yourself this question. What does it mean if these answers are true? For example, what does it mean if they don't like me? It means that I'm not likable. Now, this is a belief and mind pattern that is holding you back. I'm not likable and a lovely person. From this moment, it is your cosmic and spiritual mission to work on this wrong and disempowering belief. I promise you that blessings will be waiting for you on the other side of this practice. Our holy mission is to work on our self-awareness. I love this quote from the Prophet Muhammad: "Whoever understands himself will understand the Lord." The first step in success is self-awareness. When we do this technique, after a while, you will see some beliefs repeating in many thoughts in different forms. For example, a person who believes that he or she is not worthy is not very successful in making money, being happy, having good relationships, and so on. Find your big, nasty beliefs and start with them, because these big ones are feeding lots of other negative beliefs and thoughts too. Stab the giant dragon in the heart first. So, we found these enemies within. Now what? The first step is to beat them with reasoning at the conscious level, and then replace them in our subconscious mind with empowering patterns and beliefs. Our first attempt is to find genuine counterexamples for our patterns. For example, you have inherited this pattern and belief that you cannot make much money with little effort and ease. Making money is hard. Money doesn't grow on trees. Search for examples of people who are making good money with little effort in this so-called bad economy. If they can, you can, because we are all living in the same universe, following the same physical, metaphysical, and spiritual laws. We have the same trust and tools inside us. Remember, even if one person can do it, everyone can. At the subconscious level, we use affirmations and the law of repetition to our advantage. Once you find your rotten patterns and beliefs, change them 180 degrees and start writing them every day. Whisper them to yourself, write them on the wall, put them in your phone's background, repeat them as much as you can. Stick with 1 or 2 beliefs at a time for 40 days and see the results for yourself. For example, if you heard the phrase many times in your childhood that money doesn't grow on trees, that there is not enough money for all the people, and your mind concluded that there is not enough money and that this small amount is hard to come by, the affirmation you should use is, "I make money as easily as breathing. I make money as easily as breathing." Just like the affirmation, go back to your reasoning too. Return to the counterexamples you found as much as possible. After starting these practices, the universe will send you signs to tell you that the path you are on is right and to affirm your new beliefs. These signs' only goal is to encourage you to keep moving forward. Do not read too much into them or look for a secret message in them. Just write them in your notebook to help you stay motivated on this new path. Another method for refutation and rebutting is to ask yourself if the person who gave you this advice or pattern was a successful person or not. For example, if you heard from someone that money is evil and God hates rich people, was this person happy and successful? Do I want to have a life like them? If you don't want the life they have, why would you listen to them? Why would you accept their patterns? Remember, self-awareness is our most important job. Whatever blessing you are looking for is on the other side of this practice. Repeat, repeat, and repeat. The more time we spend on these techniques, the faster and bigger the results will be. Thank you, my dear friends. Be blessed and grateful. See you at the next session.